So I realise that I'm stating the bloody obvious when I say that some newspapers in our culture are full of irrelevant nonsense. Anyone who lives in England, I doubt you're going to know about this if you're from any other country, would know about cheating football captain John Terry. Now, I used this time to talk about. I felt that John Terry's sexual activities are the perfect thing to use in comparison to another topic which is presently ripe in our British tabloids and newspapers, which should be the long-awaited Iraq inquiry, with the interviews, the 6-hour interviews of Tony Blair and other Labour Party members. What I mean is, like, the Sun newspaper, for example, which is a tabloid newspaper, commenting on the infidelity of John Terry, whilst newspapers like the Daily Mail and the Times going on about way more relevant stuff, such as the failing health of Dennis Hopper, who unfortunately, I'm sad to say, is probably going to be dead soon, and the world will be worse off without him, and the obvious Iraq inquiry. I mean, I just couldn't see how anybody was remotely interested in, what the sexual activities of a football player. I couldn't see how anyone was interested in that when a war profiteer, who should, by all logic, be arrested for committing war crimes, is being interviewed for why he chose to invade Iraq. I just can't see how anyone would find John Terry more interesting. I actually met John Terry back in January 2009, so just over a year ago now. I was at a party in London. It was a fundraiser party for some, it was one of these horsey events. My sister is in the Paralympics, supposedly. I don't actually know quite what's going on. And I was invited along as a +1, and I met him at this particular horsey fundraiser event, whatever the fuck it was, in London. And I didn't even know who he was at the time, which obviously shows my interest in football. I just failed to see, for the record, he was a very nice guy, very polite, and I felt that leaving the following day that it was cool to have met somebody like that who wasn't a musician, because I've met a fair few musicians, and I just think to myself, like, who honestly cares about the sexual activities of a football player when you've got more pressing things going on? I mean, just tell me, am I the only one here who thinks, it's like saying with the arrest of Roman Polanski, yes, a paedophile who engaged in activities of an underage girl. I'm going to use the term paedophile because what he did was an act of paedophilia. But even though I do not consider him a paedophile myself, but when you have that kind of thing going on, he's still a fucking good director, separating the art from the person. And I encourage people to do the same thing with John Terry here. And obviously, if the girl that he cheated, he had the affair with, the fling, it's not like the fucking bitch doesn't, have something on her plate as well, because she obviously wanted it. Otherwise, she wouldn't have done it. What the hell's the big deal? It's sex. Everyone does it. But when a celebrity does it, pow! Hell the sky. And I just think, with the Iraq inquiry going on, and all of a sudden seeing at the same time in newspapers, John Terry, cheating scumbag, I just think to myself, do our newspapers really have, nothing better to report on? Even the Sun newspaper could have something better to report on, but oh no, it wants to go on about, what John Terry likes to get up to when he's not playing football. I just don't see the logic. I just don't see how this works. It's just dumb. And you're getting all these people saying, kick John Terry off of off of off of the football team because of the fact that he had sex with someone. Just like when Roman Polanski carried on making films after the incident with the 14-year-old girl, people like Harrison Ford and Adrian Brody weren't boycotting him because of his because of what he did. Separate the art from the person. I'm not saying that what Polanski did was right, and I'm also saying that what he did was considerably worse than what John Terry's done, and we won't go into details about Polanski. But separate the art from the bloody person and just carry on with life. I guess I shouldn't be too surprised that the Sun newspaper is commenting on where John Terry likes to stick things over the Iraq inquiry, where we are currently interviewing a war profiteer who led us to war for illegal reasons. But hey, maybe I'm just maybe I just need help or something, or maybe I'm the only one who can actually see straight. But I just think I just find what they're writing, what these newspapers are writing, is totally ridiculous. Peace.